Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to the Healing Truth channel. I'm sorry yesterday I didn't come through with my Wisdom Wednesday. I just gave myself a little mental break. But I'm gonna pick up from what I would have gone over yesterday, which was my Wisdom Wednesday. So I pray everyone's doing well, staying grounded in your purpose, loving yourself, staying focused on what your true purpose is in life. Because we all struggle, but we're human as well. Of course I watch other awesome content creators, which I think is amazing, and usually the ones that influence me the most, where I obtain a lot of knowledge and wisdom and things from, I usually put them in a description in my video, so you can go back and look at those if you're interested. But I kind of wanted to go over this pandemic that we have going on, because I'm gonna kind of try to watch what I say, because a lot of us are, they block and restrict a lot of things that we choose to discuss. And I feel right now it's so important for us to stay woke and pay attention to what's going on around you. I'm just finding out yesterday about the depth of the mask mandate, how they're releasing the mask mandate and what all that entails. I'm not going to go all into that, but what I want to say is, the way things are turning and changing in the world, we have to understand why certain things are set up a certain way, certain agendas. Like I've spoken before, the Agenda 21. I've spoken before about Project Naomi. And I'm going to go into more of that on another video, because I feel that's something that a lot of, especially my melanated people, need to understand, and why a lot of these things are happening, and why it's so important for them to take out certain groups of people. I'm just going to be honest right now, they don't care who it is. They taking out all type of people. And it's so unfortunate when we can't focus on the bigger picture. We have other things going on to the point where we're not paying attention to the things that's going around us, when it comes to that, I call it the Whoopty Rule, and the Whoopty Rule, whatever it is you want to call it. I'm going to say this because I really feel some type of way about this, because I feel that a lot of the entertainers and a lot of the Matrix, they're so quick and keen on pushing it. And I'm going to take it there, because I was on LinkedIn one day and I just so happened to see a video. I don't want to say the person's name, but this is how much I'm so out of tune of who is what, and a lot of these celebrities and their parents and stuff like that. I don't really get wrapped up in that stuff no more, because I don't even care. I try to disconnect from that fake world as much as possible, because we got to understand a lot of the stuff behind it. A lot of the things that you're looking at are not real. That's another thing people have to understand. So if you know the things that you're looking at ain't real, you got to understand this world is staged. Things are set up that way. So when they telling you one thing, it's usually another. When they telling you to do this, you usually do that. Go the opposite. I liked how Fleur Brown said that. You got to always analyze it, listen to your spirit when it's telling you things. But anyway, I just want to say, I was on LinkedIn and I seen a live video, and it was a celebrity's father, and he was making good points and everything. I am going to discuss what he was talking about, because I kind of felt it was, he was hitting on some good points. And he was basically talking about how diversity in the workplace, how every person, how distinguishing black people from, a different race of a person, like a black and a white person, for instance. They're in the workplace. A black person gonna handle their job a lot different than a white person, because we're culturally different. We're different people. And he was just saying how, that's something we have to start acknowledging, is that in the workplace. And I was listening to him, and a lot of things was kind of making sense and everything. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of got some good points. Man, oh man. You know what? After the brother said this, I was gone. I hurry up and got off that video. I said, "Yup, you part of the puppets." He literally was doing so good until he started telling people to take the Whoopty Rule. I said, wait a minute, let me look up this brother, because his name sounds familiar. Looked it up, and boom, bam, it was a celebrity's father. I ain't even gonna put the name out there, but you don't. Hey, he a doctor. Start with a doctor. So I said after that, I was done. I didn't watch anything else he had to say, because this is how I feel. We are in such a staged world. You have to use discernment. You have to know your spirit and feel in your spirit what's real and what's not. And even though he said all of that, it made some sense with what he was saying. He threw me off, and I was done after he threw in taking the Whoopty Rule. Because I felt like this. I felt like it was all a part of basically being a puppet, luring your people into destruction. And I was just kind of like, wow, brother, you saying all that, then you going to talk about go make sure you take this, because we have to save life. And after that nonsense, I said, you know what, I'm done. You will never get my attention again. And once I Googled to find out who this person was, it made a lot of sense. The reason for this, why I'm saying this, is because we have to understand a lot of these things that's being pushed, and it's taking you away from your consciousness. It's taking you away from the knowing. It's taking you away from understanding what's really going on. When you're constantly watching all this stuff on TV all the time, all you're watching is war. All you're watching is the pandemic. Then we go from, you got to understand why things are set up the way it is. You got to understand that. And they know so many people are stuck in just watching the news and the media, the entertainers. You don't see a lot of those. And do you think any of those entertainers and governments and all that, do you think they really sitting up getting the Whoopty Rule and they know what's going on? A lot of this stuff is ran by Freemasons. This world is controlled by certain levels of knowledge. Certain things that they do, it's a mind control thing that people have to wake up. You have to seek within yourself the knowing. Sometimes you may have to step outside of the box and not follow the masses. A lot of people like us are looked at as, what do you call it? Somebody at my job said, yeah, what is it that they try to call, I got to think of the name. Conspiracy theorists. They love calling people who know the truth conspiracy theorists. As soon as people hear conspiracy theorists, it's a mind control game. When you start hearing conspiracy theorists, you need to start opening your brain and your mind up to say, okay, what is that conspiracy theorist talking about? Because conspiracy theorists 9 times out of 10 is telling you some information that they're not telling you. And a lot of people are so stuck on conspiracy theories because you've been programmed to believe a certain way, to move a certain way, to think a certain way, to follow the masses. That's why you had so many people running to go get the Whoopty Rule. Now you got people dropping like flies. They're not telling you that. Certain people with certain illnesses is being amplified because of the Whoopty Rule. Let's just be real here. It's certain things that we have to kind of open our mind to, how things are happening and why they are happening. And it's so unfortunate how you have to start separating yourself from people who don't want to wake up, people who are very negative and low vibrational, people who just so fixated on this false world, this false matrix. Everything is that they think about is based off of this and that. I'm like this. Like I stated before, I don't have anybody that I rock with no more. I don't rock with nobody. I rock with the spirit, my spiritual family, my galactic family, the Most High Creator, my spiritual team. That's what I rock with, and my children. I don't rock with anybody anymore. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of things once they get revealed to you. And then it's not even just that. You can be around certain beings, certain people, and your vibration and your energy is off, because you can't even talk to them about real stuff because they're in a zone like kind of like, what is you talking about? And it's senseless. It's kind of like beating a dead horse. I'm just saying, it's kind of like beating a dead horse. You can keep on talking to these people till your face turn blue and they're not going to see it. But the thing about it, much as we have been putting this information out, especially a lot of us chosen beings, a lot of us spiritual beings, star seeds, however you want to call us, much as we've been putting this information out, and a lot of people have been ignoring it, now they're starting to see. Now they're starting to see. And now people are like, wow, it's never too late to be enlightened. It's never too late to know who you are, understand your truths, walk in your power, walk in the understanding of not putting so much emotions and your thoughts into this world when you got to go dig deeper. It's always about digging deeper. I'm always constantly digging deep. I'm constantly digging deep, trying to find truth, seeking truth, getting those downloads. Because if you don't dig deep into the knowing and understanding of what vibrations and levels and spirits and things like that, you know, you're going to be stuck into a low vibrational matrix. The matrix is a low vibrational energy. People, all they're worried about is superficial stuff, you know, clothes, cars, money. You know, and I'm being real. There's nothing wrong with having the best of the best, because hey, it is what it is. You know, I think it's a good thing to have. You know, money was created to be it's a tool. It's what you do with the money when you get the money. What are you doing with the money? Are you giving back? Are you using it to help others? Are you planting seeds with the money? As opposed to people living superficial, you know, that's what I'm saying when it comes to money. You know, I'm not telling anybody what they do with their money, because that's your business. I'm just speaking in general terms, differentiating, because I don't want anybody to think that, you know, because I've had my issues too with, you know, thinking about things. I had things I had to deal with that I continue to deal with myself when it comes to money, knowing that money is not evil. It's what people do with money, you know. Money is only that way if you allow money to be that way. Money, to me, is not the root to all evil. It's a spirit. People's spirits are the root to evil. It's what they do for the money. Because people blame money on everything. And that's why people act, but that's because they have allowed their spirits to be that way over the money. We got to quit blaming everything on money too, because just in general, we got to start dealing with our spirits. Nobody wants to take accountability. And that's why I talk about the whole Jesus complex. We have to understand people are quick to just throw all their power onto Jesus. When you have the Christ consciousness within you, you can have the Christ consciousness. Yahshua. That's who it is. Yahshua. I say Yahshua because that's who it was. It was Yahshua, you know. And like I stated before, for a lot of melanated people, you're going around saying Jesus, but what are you picturing as Jesus when you saying Jesus? Do you know it was Yahshua? I'm just saying, this is things that we have to kind of, it's hard for some people. Some people going to be stuck where they stuck. We can't change that. You still got to love people. I still love people no matter what. But like I stated before, you're not going to put that on me when I don't see that with what you're saying. You're saying something I don't see, you know, and that's just being real. You know, I move on a different wavelength, you know. I'm constantly trying to get to the point where I see things for what it is and obtain the knowledge, ask for the Most High Creator, my ancient ancestor spirits to work through me, you know, and I acknowledge Yahshua, the things he done, a positive being, God that he was, because he was a God as well. There were many like him. He wasn't the only one, but you got to understand where that stemmed from, why he was so significant to the colonizers, why he was changed into Jesus. But that's a whole nother story. I went into that. That's taking me a little off track, but I'm going to always stick to that. But I don't, you know, it's a lot of things we got to understand too, you know. I'm going to go into another reading of some things of certain scriptures and things in the Bible. We got to understand, like I stated before, I there are certain scriptures that I can take out that Bible, but there's also things you got to understand that some Masons was involved in that Bible. There's even things with children in that Bible. So, and I don't think people pay attention to that. So sometimes it's okay to get bits and pieces of what you need, but don't invest your whole mind and your spirit into something that you really don't know a true understanding of what's going on and what it's really about. What is it talking about? It starts within you. Everything starts within you. It starts within your spirit, your heart, and your mind. Once you start understanding your roots and who you are, especially for the melanated, indigenous, African, and African American people, once you start understanding who you are, you're going to move a lot more different. I ain't talking about those who are part of that. I'm talking about those who are in the still learning, still trying to connect with who they are in truth. Understand your truth and walk in your truth no matter what, because the matrix is down here now. People on a higher vibration, because folks is walking in their own power. The power of knowing, of your spirit, loving yourself, understanding how important you really are. Walking in love and truth. It's not just about just love. It's about love and truth. Love yourself enough to speak that truth or walk in your truth without having to be controlled by anybody. And it's okay if you don't get the whoopty rule and you don't conform to the destruction of what's going on in this planet. Because all it's going to do is raise your vibration up and put you on a whole different dimension. And this is not just for African American, indigenous, and African people. This is for every race of person a lot of us are on a fifth dimension. We on a different level because a lot of people are snapped out of the matrix. We on a whole nother love, understanding. We learning who we are, history, all of that. People forgiving, spreading love, connecting, all of that. That's what it's about. When you down here, you're focused on the things that keeps you low vibrational energy. Y'all hear that a lot because it's real. We're energetic beings. We're made out of the same thing. When the Creator created us, as above, so below. When the Creator created us, He created us the same way He created this earth. We're made out of the same atoms as this earth. So everything is energy. So it's okay to slice and dice and cut people off, keep it moving, love them from a distance. I'm learning how to love a lot of people from a distance. Family too, close family. And I'm at I'm at so much peace, because especially when you are spiritual and you feel things, listen to your spirit, because your spirit is your first mind. Your first mind gonna tell you when something ain't right. And when things haven't been right in your spirit for a very long time and you finally see it ain't you, then that's when you need to listen and remove yourself. So I just want to come through with this video, guys, because I didn't do my Wisdom Wednesdays. Continue to love yourself, like I said. Keep your vibration up as high as possible. If you're around low vibrational beings, sometimes it's best to just disconnect yourself, get out in some nature. I might even go for a nice little walk today. It's a beautiful day out. I've been craving this day just to get out and get some air. Stay grounded in your purpose, because life balance lives within you. It doesn't live outside of you. It lives within you. Understand that. Once you understand we control our lives. We manifest the things in our lives. Learn how to manifest. Like I be manifesting things, man. And I try to stay as positive as possible. Even when you have trials that come towards you, embrace the now. You woke up this morning, you have food on your table, you have clothes on your back. No matter what your situation is, just know that there's someone in a worse situation than what you're in, and you have breath, because a lot of people have ascended and they're no longer here. So we have to be grateful and thankful for what we have now. I'm very thankful and I'm very grateful. So I just wanted to come through with this video for you guys. I love you all. I love each and every one of you. Let's keep the love, positivity going. Stay in the truth. Know who you are. Spread love, man, not hate, not division, but truth too. You know, I'm like this. If people can't handle the truth, then you might not want to be around me, because I'm going to continue to walk in my truth. And that's just what it is. I'm not, you know, you can't, we over that folks trying to control and dictate what you should think, say, don't say this, don't say that, because no, it's, you know, we got to keep it honest with ourselves. You know, I follow how I feel in my spirit and what the Most High God and my, you know, I let I let my spirit talk to me. You know what I'm saying? We've been here before, so we gonna make sure we do it the right way this time. You know, break those generational curses. So thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed evening. Love you guys. Peace, love, and light.